around 3, 4 p.m. or so. We are unable to pin the other.
Twitch.tv/MCAT Dancing if you want to watch his custom. But let's see what MCAT has to offer us with Lemmings on the Run.
You'll notice that EMCAT doesn't do too many crossovers if she can help it. She strongly prefers double stepping stuff if she can. But then there's stuff like this where you do not get the choice. You have to do the crossovers.
You have to be very tall to that.
Yes. It goes all the way across the pad very fast.
Well, I should say, for someone who's a roughly average height, having played before, you hit left and right on opposite sides. You can't stretch that far. It's just not comfortable.
Or you could reach down and slap it with your hands, do like a
this is
tiger
not
arch.
galactical. This is not galactical.
You gotta just figure out which yoga pose you want to go into.
Going into the second chorus. And on the run.
Doing it again. She's getting it. What a spicy draw, starting with this song. And Hintz is already on his second song. You can kind of hear it in the background there.
That's a very clean run other than the one crossover out of the chorus run. That,
The very first.
MCAT picked up some misses on. But
You gotta be prepared for those crossovers.
I think single digit with some change on a 21 fold is extremely
That
impressive.
is a fantastic score right there. Anything above a 99.
Oh, it's a PB. I'll take that.
Congratulations. Gotta be a good score then.
Congratulations.
Alright, next up is Techno World. A Naoki classic. It's one of the newer songs that he made, but it's an instant classic, as most Naoki songs are. Oh, she just missed it. There it is. I really like on the Wild chart, this was one of the there's not a whole lot of songs that just have runs, just like 16th runs that are straightforward, not a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And when they brought this Wild chart in, I was like, it's been a while since we've had just like a good 22 that's a 22 because of 16th runs.
Yeah, if you start out, any of the transitions in this chart from side to side, they're relatively tame. You know, a little 16th triple, some basic 8-note patterning, not even very crossover heavy. It's a very modest beginning to the chart.
Great.
It's going to get a little streamier in the back section here.
Yeah, after this bridge section is coming up with the piano.
MCAT's holding a strong gold combo going into the halfway point. This is out here, we go into a little extended run.
Oh man.
All right,
Picking up an early.
One early, still very good.
It's definitely worth noting how much more exhausting full is than Wild. Even like simple stuff, like relatively simple stuff like 16th stream, when you have to like physically move your body back and forth across the pad, it just takes so much more energy than even stuff like crossovers are in Wild.
Very good 97 from MCAT. Most of those errors in execution are, you can see in the back half after the extended run. It's very tiring.
That 16th run there.
I think most of those mistakes were just from exhaustion than execution or understanding. Very strong overall.
We've got DDR chat in the house. still, a 97 is a fantastic score. I'm sure that EMCAT would have liked a better score, but that's nothing to sneeze at.
So I'm refreshing myself on what this chart entails. Hints is just a little further along in the set, is playing this right now. It has some rhythmic syncopation similar to the ITG chart and the Wild chart. However, I think the patterning is much more reasonable in this version.
It's not the polyrhythms.
I mean, that's a particularly cool pattern because you're really like double tapping intensely on one foot, and it can be so difficult to keep, you have to basically tap your feet at different rates.
Right, yeah. Sometimes it's just like a mental battle. Like, you know what the pattern is, like you can hear it in your head, but you just can't get your legs to cooperate. I was practicing it yesterday, and even though I've gotten it before, I could not get it. So if somebody counterpicks this against me, and wow, I'm not going to have a good time.
So you can see here, it's that triplet drum beat.
With like a little pickup triplet.
But unlike the Wild chart, it does not throw in the additional subdivision that you're expected to hit with your left foot.
I think we have the 16th stream with some jacks coming up.
Yes.
These are not foot switches, they are jacks. I think this is where most of the difficulty number comes from.
I mean, the rest of this chart is not anything to sleep on either. Those slight variations, the gallops to then going into the triples. If you're not paying attention, especially on this like kind of slow BPM song, you can easily drift and get screwed up by it.
Right.
And I always bring this up when I commentate that set. I'm just very impressed with her choice of note skin, the Prism note skin. I feel so much harder visually to grasp the timing on it.
Right.
I've gotten all PBs so far, so I'll take that.
Alright, let's turn down the cab volume a little tiny bit.
I also moved the microphone a little closer to my mouth, so you should be able to hear me a bit better.
Right. Alright, so moving on to fantasy. Alright. Now, I don't remember anything about this chart.
Yeah, I'm taking a glance over what Hints is playing on the second stream.
Yeah. Once again, that stream is at EMCAT Dance if you want to check out Hints and his gameplay.
I do suspect this is backloaded in difficulty in the parts you'd expect it to be, which is towards like this beginning where there's a lot of the synth players going on.
Right, yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, already you got like a little bit of a twist here and there.
I was playing one of the other Eurobeat songs, and it had like some of the craziest twists. I can't remember which one it was. It was like a 17, but like the crossovers were complete nonsense.
I also think another understated thing about this song being the last one is this is the fastest of these four BPM-wise by a pretty sizable margin. 10 BPM makes a big difference for 16ths especially.
Right.
I don't think this is really that streamy compared to like Techno World, if you will, and it's not quite as crossover challenging as Lemmings on the Run is, but those are still some respectable bursts thrown in there. They're not sustained, but they're fast and they're hard.
Right, yeah. I think it's just the pure speed of the Eurobeat song that makes it relatively difficult. Gives it that 23 rating.
Coming into the outro, MCAT's holding that gold combo, it looks like. And keeps it right
very
through the end.
nice.
Very impressive. Okay.
All right, so EMCAT and Hints are done with their set. So now